Hello, everybody. I was a little early on that one, but welcome to episode 128 of the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan.
How's it going?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for asking. Mr. Rhino, how you doing over there?
What the business is, Shoddy?
Oh, what the business is indeed. Miss Megan, how are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, good. Thank God. Thank God you answered. Everybody at home was worried.
I doubt it.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. 2 weeks until Christmas, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smokes.
Yeah, crazy.
It is crazy, actually. This year has kind of flown by. What a year for comics. What a year for comic book movies, too. I meant comedians and people that... Never mind. Okay, we're going to move on from that. Any big plans for Christmas, anybody?
Celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, no. That's it. Celebrating
Wow.
The
Christmas.
obvious.
Everyone out there in audio land is like, whoa!
With the exception of the Jewish community.
They know. They know. They don't have to celebrate it, but they know.
It's my
We-
son's first Christmas.
Yes.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
So-
It's also our daughter's first Christmas.
I'm going to watch him tear open some presents and be more enthused with the wrapping paper than he is the presents.
Yeah, he's not going to give two hot turds about that. Santa's
What is
on
that?
Black
What is that noise?
Friend. What? Denny.
What is what
enough.
noise?
Your dumb dog making noise over there?
Yes, she is. Sorry.
Hey, guys, we
Sorry,
do have a
everybody.
dog for sale if anybody's
No, we
interested.
We don't.
Bulldogs make great soup.
They do. They do. They have really durable bladders.
Anyway, Christmas.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
host here at the crib.
yeah, we do.
So we're gonna have the fam dam over and do the presents and the celebrating and the hanging out and the spending
Very
time
much
together.
so. Very much so.
Christmas Eve we'll be watching none other than
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
I mean, that's
I watched Die Hard on Christmas.
yeah, me too.
We watch it
It's
Christmas
the only
Eve.
Christmas movie there is.
We
Yeah.
time it so that it's right as Christmas happens right as
He's saying
Hans is going
yippee-ki-yay.
off of Nakatomi Plaza.
Ah,
As soon as he goes throwing off of there, we know it's Christmas. And I typically am up at midnight screaming at the top of my lungs, going, yeah!
Which he's not going to do that this year.
Okay.
Okay.
So
You
does anybody
won't-
got any gift ideas? Anything that you're wanting for Christmas?
me?
Peace
Yeah.
on earth.
Yeah, you.
Oh, I told my wife.
Say,
Santa's only black friend, and I'm
He
sitting
wants-
right here.
He wants the Blade movie to come out.
No, I do not.
Okay.
No.
All right. No Blade for Ryan.
I wanted a gun, but I don't think Santa's gonna bring it to me
Why?
because Santa's mean.
Oh,
Santa is
Santa.
Because he's worried about the safety of the world.
Bad Christmas spirit. What about you?
I already got my Christmas gift this year. PS5.
Oh,
Nice.
well, that is
That's a pretty
definitely a
big gift.
worthy inclusion.
Yeah.
And you?
So,
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. I'm pointing. Here's what I'm doing. Right. Watch
He's
this.
pointing at this.
I'm pointing at the screen. You in the corner. You can't see that. 'cause
I
you're over
can't
there.
even see you because I'm sitting down
Yeah.
below the table.
What are you getting?
What am I getting or what do I want?
And what do you want?
You already know what I want.
I do know what you want, but outside of that,
Oh,
what
That
does she
makes-
want?
audio land and everywhere is gonna be
I-
like, what does she want for real
yeah,
though? Because that's
we're not going to talk about it.
Another baby.
No, God, no.
No,
Science has stopped that from happening.
I want a stack ring for my rings.
That's
That's
right.
all.
Yep.
That's really all that I want because I buy everything that I want for myself.
That's
all
very
year
true.
long.
She does do that.
So
I
that's
mean,
really the thing that I want.
Don't we all do that as adults?
I got my
Yeah.
Christmas present early already too.
Yeah, one of them that I was actually planning to get him that he purchased because it was on sale. I'm assuming you're going to segue right into the ads.
The watch?
Leave it to Ryan and I to totally fuck that up.
I have this whole segue built up. I have
I
all
thought
of you
it was
talking.
a motorcycle. I
I
would have been totally
have the
shocked
whole
by that
segue going. So what do I
do
want?
this to him all the
These
time.
rugged yet stylish watches that are the perfect accessory for a man who's always on the go. Whether it's a board meeting or a bar fight, I've had both. Made with high quality materials and backed up by a lifetime warranty. You can rest assured that your geared watch will be there for you when you need it most. I need jingle bells going in the background. Go to www.gearedhardware.com and use the promo code AlterEgo20 to get 20% off your order. And with y'all stank ass attitudes ruining my segues, head on over to Ford Supply. They offer a curated line of craft soaps and beard care, handmade in the USA, offering scents like coffee and cream, coconut, citrus, cedarwood, and many more. And they also have a promo right now for a Christmas scent. I forget what it's called. Maybe you know. Since
Is it evergreen or wintergreen?
Yeah,
or
probably evergreen or the,
winter?
I think it's Christmas soap.
And the berry one.
Yeah, that one, I like the
one.
cranberry one. I think it's wild. Maybe wild. No, not wild berry. That doesn't sound very Christmassy. Maybe that's what it is.
You should
Source that
definitely
out.
go to FordSupply.com
Yeah.
and check out their full line of beard oil, beard balm, craft soaps, and you get free U.S. shipping on all orders over $35, and free U.S. shipping on all orders over $35, and get an additional 10% off with the promo code AlterEgo. Ford Soap, real soap.
No bullshit.
None.
Thank you for not ruining something about that ad, buddy.
I
I
tried.
was just gonna say, it's
Does it
always
look
me,
does
but I
it look
love
weird
that
when I
Rhino
get a
helps
fist
me out
bump to
there.
Ryan over here?
And you
Does
can
it
say
look
it's
weird? Here, get me back. Give me back. You're just here breaking the fourth wall, baby.
You both look stupid.
It's a show inside of a show. We both look stupid. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
You know what's the worst is when you get removed from the stream.
Oh, that's
Just kidding. She's
Uh-huh.
bad.
Now-
See,
I'm gonna-
now the fist bumping's not going to work properly. There we go.
Ah,
Actually, for optimal fist bumping,
you and
I should probably be over here, and
Oh.
you should be over here.
what's happening?
Wait, no, that's backwards.
I
Here we
think
go.
that- I think that-
Oh my God, it's gonna happen. Oh, technology! What a wonderful
Does that
thing.
mean, like,
People in audio
Rhino
land are
and
like, "Why have I listened to this show for so long?"
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Guys,
I'm all
guys,
over.
listen. It has only taken 7 minutes for us to lose 80% of our audience.
Sorry. But now I feel
You
like
don't know that.
I feel
They've
like
listened to
Rhino
worse
and I have
stupidity
to
than
like
this.
Rhino and I have to like. Oh, other hand, dummy. I did it too.
Other hand, dummy. Don't you feel so appreciated? Oh my God, Megan is
Anyway,
spitting piss and vinegar
sorry.
today. Jesus
I have
Christ!
a very happy baby today, so I'm happy. Look at her face. She's
I
so
have a
happy.
Maybe
Oh, let's diagnose that for a second. She's got a happy baby. She's had a great day today, so she's deciding to shit on everything.
I'm not shitting on anything.
Okay.
if only I was healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If only we weren't pre-diabetics.
diabetes.
Diabetes.
All right,
Oh,
let's
God.
get into it, shall we? Let's get into this. This is actually a pretty meaty episode in terms of stuff that we got to talk about. Not a lot for DC and Marvel this week, but I mean, there's some decent conversations to be had. Let's start off with DC because, as is tradition, they don't have a lot to talk about. But my favorite bit of news, I don't know if we talked about this last week or not, but Black Adam is set to lose over $100 million.
We did.
We did?
Yeah.
Not surprising.
No, we
Not
didn't talk
surprising.
about that. It was going to lose $100 million.
Yeah.
We just talked about The Rock being The Rock and saying something stupid
It's
or
just
another.
crazy, but that is the metric right now. They are set to lose $100 million. Insane.
Yeah, truly no surprise.
The Flash movie. What do you think I'm about to say about this, huh?
Canceled.
It got moved up a week.
Oh, God.
That was
Yeah.
actually surprising.
That's probably the biggest surprising bit of DC news I've heard in a while. It just has me scratching my head because number one on the list of characters that are getting rebooted, if I'm James Gunn, is Barry fucking Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about an eccentric piece of the DC universe that has just fallen kind of flat. And you have
No, the
Ezra-
only
And
the
you
only
believe
thing that I can think
that's-
of with this. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good to go.
The only thing I can think of with this is James Gunn is looking at that Flashpoint movie as what he wants to bounce off of to reset his universe. And he's probably nudging them in the direction of, hey, let's get it out. Let's get the movie out there, and Ezra Miller's gone after that, 100%.
I don't know if James Gunn is going to be an Ezra Miller's gone kind of guy. I don't disagree. I think that's the right move to make, but I think that Ezra Miller is somebody who's gone through a lot of very public issues, and so has James Gunn, who was then kicked out of Disney and then brought back. So him looking at things at Ezra Miller and his affinity for broken things and things that have had issues, he may really rally towards Ezra Miller and say, no, we're going to fix this. We're going to get you where you need to be. I don't know why my soul is telling me that's what James Gunn wants to do with him, but part of me thinks that might be a thing.
Didn't Ezra Miller
But-
choke a bitch?
He did a lot.
he like
He did
beat
show-
the shit out of somebody. I thought.
Yeah,
I
like,
think comparatively speaking though, like James Gunn may want to do that, but what James Gunn did compared to what Ezra Miller has been accused of doing they're two completely different universes, and James Gunn may not have a choice but to recast Ezra Miller.
Listen, I would be the happiest guy in the room if that happens. I'm not the biggest fan of Ezra Miller or his representation of the Flash. I also don't want Garrett Gutland. What's his name? The kid from the Flash TV show.
I've never watched it.
I don't want him either.
He's supposed to make a cameo in that movie, isn't he?
I mean, hey, he's earned it. He's been the best representation of Flash to date. I just don't think he's right for me in terms of the way I view the Flash. Anyway, that's the best bit of news that they have in terms of DC is that the Flash got moved up a week, which we were kind of like,
you guys falling for that? Next week he's gonna get Flashpoint, and Flash is gonna go back to its original release date.
That could happen. That could happen.
That's actually funny.
But a set of cancellations has happened for DC, and this is kind of been a big thing. And so they tried to get this big story of, James Gunn is addressing all of the closures, when really, I mean, all he said was, some things are getting canceled, some things aren't. I don't really know what to tell you. And I mean, I wouldn't be asking him at this point. It's really too early. He's only just been in the seat. He probably just now knows where the bathroom is at DC headquarters without having to ask somebody. Maybe. So they've canceled the Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton.
What?
They've also canceled the Wonder Woman 3 movie that was going, which...
Oh, that's outrageous.
Yeah, I can't believe that. We're going to be marching in the streets upset about that one. And Man of Steel 2 is currently on hold, but there's a silver lining for that one because James Gunn has come out and said that getting Superman back and running is priority one for DC or films or universe, whatever they're calling it. I don't know. I think it's the right move to get Superman. He's one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic superhero in all of comics.
It would behoove Warner Brothers to recast Henry Cavill. He is the best cast they have in all of their comic book movies so far.
You mean retain him?
Yes, bring him back as... Okay. I'm sorry, yes, retain him. Yeah. Sorry, that was the wrong word. Yeah. He's been the best casting that they have had so far in any of the DCU movies. He played the best Clark Kent, good Lord. Best Clark Kent and best Superman.
Best Clark Kent.
First blooper there at 12:47.
Clark Gringus.
Clark Grangles.
But nevertheless, yes, they have to bring him back. I don't think there's a choice there.
I agree.
They better bring back Gal Gadot too.
I don't disagree with that either. Actually, I think she plays a very good Wonder Woman. I think her and Henry Cavill have suffered from not so great writing. To me, I don't really like the way some of those movies shook out. But then again, I want to like DC. And when The Batman came out with Pattinson, I was back on board. Loved it. I'm so ready to see more of that universe. I mean, but in terms of the DCEU, they've already said that's not a thing that's going to be happening. So it'll be interesting to see how they reinstitute Man of Steel. And now with Black Adam losing $100 million and then them reintroducing Superman, who knows where that goes. And I bet you The Rock is one of those guys too who is scorned by this the way this movie is received. He can't look at it as a failure. He's not going to want to revisit the character. He's going to feel like DC screwed him over. Everybody else, I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think we see The Rock back as Black Adam. I just think it's going to be in a supporting role as a cameo type character, a secondary character. I don't think we see another Black Adam feature. But I could see him returning in either a Shazam movie or a Superman movie or even a Justice League movie.
Let's be honest. That's where that character belongs.
Yeah. I think it was a stretch when they made a solo Black Adam movie to begin with.
Yeah.
But you won't see another one of those again.
That's like, to me, it's like taking the Avengers and then bringing in Cyclops to be the main focus.
He's not even an Avenger.
That's the point I'm making. Is like he's not the character that belongs in that role. He belongs leading the X-Men and staying in his lane and being an ensemble character. Black Adam was never meant to carry the torch and be that titular character that you want to follow.
No, he was just a member of the Justice Society of America. He was never like the leader.
And that's what I'm saying. And he's just an anti-hero. And yeah, he's a cool character, but you got to use him right. On to Marvel news. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is supposed to get a trailer tomorrow. We are recording this on December 12th. By the time you're listening to this or watching this, it is December 13th. That trailer should be out. Go check it
Dope.
out. I'm very excited to see
Stoked.
where this is going. Across the Spider-Verse or Into the Spider-Verse is arguably one of the greatest Marvel movies that's ever been out. I like it. I think it's
I agree.
right with any of them. It's had such a great story, such great development for Miles, and then him finally get his powers at the end to go against Kingpin. It was such an amazing movie, and there's so much more for them to dive in. What's the count on how many Spider-Men they think they're gonna have?
It was over 30 the last I checked.
It's insane.
In this
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, over the course of the 2 sequels, there's supposed to be over 30 different Spider-Men.
Correct. And that's just going to be insane with Miles leading up to that. And I think we see Miles very soon in the live action MCU.
I hope
as well.
so. I hope
That's what
so.
I'm waiting for.
I mean, everybody thought Donald Glover was going to be it too. And I mean, that's not a bad casting, but it's not, I don't think it's right for Miles, because Miles I picture is younger
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
he's too old.
And when I look at Tom Holland right now, I don't see Donald Glover. No, he's a great actor, but I don't see him being Miles Morales. In other news, Wonder Man. We talked about it not too long ago. Had an episode about it. I forget which episode it was, but we recently talked about it and his powers and what he can do and all that kind of stuff. They are eyeing a late 2023 release date for Wonder Man. Doesn't that seem like really fast?
Faster than Blade.
Was it?
Well, no, because it was in pre-production a couple months ago. So I mean, a year and a half almost after pre-production. That's pretty spot on for a series.
It is, but what I'm saying is I'll actually have to agree with Ryan on his Blade point. Is how many times have we talked about Blade? How long has that been mentioned as in the works with Mahershala Ali? More than a couple months. So for that still being in pre-production, and Wonder Man going into pre-production, and then all of a sudden we're going to have several episodes of that show literally in 2023 the following year. To me, that's crazy fast, especially with how long Marvel projects stay in production with all the special effects, the writing, the storyboarding, the casting, getting everybody together. And with Wonder Man, there's going to be a lot of stunts. There's going to be a lot of action sequences. So I'm surprised it's moving so fast.
But when it comes to stuff like that,
to go back and listen to that one. Wonder Man is 108.
108.
Yep.
There you go.
I
Thank
love
you.
108.
Um,
The thing with the series though is the production is a fraction of what goes into a movie. It's nowhere near the budget. It's nowhere near the size and the manpower that goes into a series as it does a movie. But at the same time, I mean, the rumors have swirled around Blade. I mean, they had a script that they tore up and
Yeah,
they had to
it's
rewrite everything.
it was absolutely awful. And Mahershala Ali read it and was like, what is this?
So
I
that's
don't-
enough to push back a movie several months at that point.
as honestly it should. I
Yeah.
don't want to give up my crispy dollar, but I think Ryan's going to be absolutely right with how far that one needs to be pushed back. But you're not incorrect when you come to like movies versus TV. Absolutely. I agree. But look at Loki. Look at WandaVision. That had excellent production. And it wasn't necessarily hard to make it black and white as opposed to red and throw a little color in there. That's not that hard. But those are still big set pieces. The boundary was huge. Her being able to come through and obviously her magic and stuff like that. No, it's not a movie. But this is also a Marvel production. So I think it's still got a lot of stuff to do. And it's going to be bigger than a lot of other movies. In my humblest of
If
opinions.
it's got a lot of CGI in it, CGI is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Ask She-Hulk about that. I need you to transform. Why? Because you are expensive. In other news, they talked to Charlie Cox, who is the actor who plays Daredevil. And he was asked, I guess, directly about Deadpool. And he feels that Daredevil's dark nature as a character makes him a perfect fit or makes him have a place in Daredevil or Deadpool 3. Thoughts? I know the characters interact in the comics. I know obviously Daredevil and Deadpool work. I get that. But the way they're kind of respinning Daredevil, do you think, I don't think the darker tone of Daredevil would fit with Deadpool unless Deadpool's relentlessly fucking with him.
I was gonna say I feel like there's some humor behind Daredevil though. I think that I
I agree.
I don't not see them together. If that, I see your point is kind of why I'm struggling to add any texture to this statement. But I think that they would be good together, especially with the actors. With the actor that we currently have playing Daredevil,
Charlie
I think
Cox.
yeah. I think that he would be fine. I think it would be good.
I think you could see a cameo, maybe a little bit of interaction between the two, but I can't
Not like
imagine
a
that he's a
full-on-
side character.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
I can't see a full episode with them, especially with how devoted to not killing people Daredevil is.
Yeah.
Well, that could be the dynamic that they play off of, though, too.
Well, so that in the most recent comic runs, that's been Deadpool's biggest issue with why people don't like him. He has this big issue with Spider-Man where he idolizes Spider-Man. He loves him. He wants to hang out with him, wants to be his best friend, wants to bring Spider-Man over to meet his kid. There's a lot of things going on, and they're like, we don't trust you, Deadpool. They kicked him out of the Avengers because he killed too many people. And so that dynamic works, sure, but I would save that for Spider-Man. I would save that for my two biggest characters right now.
Yeah, I think that's why like Punisher and Daredevil work so well.
Right.
It's because there's a lot more seriousness there.
The tone there is
very,
much better.
Yeah, it's very similar.
So I don't know. One of my favorites in the Daredevil or Deadpool Spider-Man team up is when Deadpool invites Spider-Man to a double date. And they go to a strip club, and Deadpool invites Lady Thor as his date, and he tells her there's like a world-ending emergency, so she breaks through the roof.
We're in Lady Thor.
So that's a good read. You should. It's kind of funny. Not a lot of big character development, not a lot of plot moving, but it's a fun one. In other news, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness won the 2022 People's Choice Awards for Best Picture.
Movie of the year.
Movie of the year was the exact verbiage of it.
Okay.
Yep.
What does that tell you? What does that tell you, Quentin? What does that tell you, Martin? What does that tell you, James Cameron?
People love their Marvel shit, man.
They do. They do. I mean, and the reason I bring those three up is because they have been kind of shitting all over Marvel and the MCU and those kind of movies lately. And look at that. It's the most popular movie of 2022.
Hey, man, haters are going to hate.
I don't disagree.
I told you this earlier. I think Kevin Feige should be sending them a thank you card for all the attention that they're bringing to the MCU.
So my question, because we posted about James Cameron saying that the CGI for Avatar is going to be so much better than any Marvel movie. I'm obviously kind of making his comments a little more grandiose than they should be, but that's exactly what he said. He directly compared it to Marvel. He did say that the technology has been improving more and more as stuff goes on, but I asked Rhino, I said, is James Cameron kind of clout chasing Marvel right now?
Yes.
Like they all want to drop that name. These massive directors, these artsy guys are sitting here like, oh, Marvel. I don't like it.
They love you when you're the best.
That's right.
That's all that is they're trying the tone and inflection and the way that they say shit is only to try to draw attention to the fact that they are the best, but in a condescending sort of way.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of opinions to be had here, but if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
I don't know. Talk some shit, and then maybe people want to go compare the two movies. That might be the only way I go see Avatar.
There you go.
I think it's a lonely at the top scenario. They know that Marvel is leading the charge right now in terms of popularity, in terms of quality production. So they feel the need to have to compare themselves to Marvel because Marvel has set the tone.
My argument here is if you want to be the best, then don't wait 13 years in between your movies.
Oh,
yeah.
If you want to have the best movie and you want to be at the top and you don't want, I'm like, don't start talking shit about the guy that's been leading the pack with multiple movies and series and shit for years and years and years, even through the pandemic, when you're the guy that hasn't had a movie out in 13 years.
And I don't disagree. And again, that's not to say anything bad about James Cameron.
Not at all.
Or
No.
Scorsese or any of them. They obviously have great movies. They really do. But why do you feel the need to go in there and say, anyway? That's just crazy to me.
I mean, not to bring in like football or anything to this podcast, but that's like
Sure.
the Alabama football of college football. It's a dynasty thing.
Yeah, and
It's
right
all
now it
It's
is.
a dynasty thing, and you always want to shit on the person at the top because they're better than
They're
you.
always winning.
They're always winning, and
Yeah.
that's a shitty feeling. When you're trying to catch up, so you want to say bad things about them. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's not incorrect. It's just funny to me that everybody, when they're bringing up anything, likes to talk about Marvel or DC or comic book movies.
Yep.
Just seems to be the trend right now.
Especially when you have movies like the Avengers had, or like Marvel movies have trended, and they don't want to give any awards to them for any reason because they're at the top.
Well, look at the highest grossing movies out right now. They're all
Marvel
comic
movies.
book movies or
Yeah.
or old school movies like Titanic or the original Avatar. It's just, I don't know. Let's get into some movie
Anyways.
news, shall we? We've got so much gaming news stuff to talk about for the Game Awards. So let's get through movies. We're going to take a break and then we'll get into the gaming stuff. So we've talked about this the last couple weeks. Hopefully this is the last time we hear about it until we hear something definitive. But Margot Robbie's movie franchise of Pirates of the Caribbean might not be completely out of the realm of possibility, as they say.
I honestly, does anybody really care?
No, I don't.
No,
That's why
not
I'm
even a
done
little bit.
hearing about it.
I mean, if it's
Not
not,
even a little.
if it's not,
Yeah.
your boy, what's his face? I can't even think of
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Who cares? Like,
Well, they've done one without him, but
They
it
have?
No, they
wasn't-
haven't.
Yeah, they have. It just didn't.
He's
go
been in all
well.
5.
He was in the. Oh, they didn't have Will in the last.
yeah, I was
one.
gonna say, I
Yeah,
thought it was
he's been in all 5.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom or whatever it was.
Orlando Bloom and Keira
Keira
Knightley.
Knightley.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm just like, I don't need another Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Period.
I wouldn't mind another Pirates movie if it had Johnny Depp because those are entertaining. Those are fun to watch. But if it doesn't have Johnny Depp, meh.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
Why? Unless you have like I mean, I can kind of see Margot Robbie playing off of that sort of demeanor and maybe making it something, but it's still not a Pirates of the Caribbean movie,
Yeah,
in my opinion,
I
without
just-
Johnny Depp.
To me, I don't care. What are we going to learn about Jack Sparrow? What are we possibly going to have developed about him any further? Just I don't know. Whatever.
Who cares, man? He's the
maybe-
best pirate to ever live.
Sure, but no, he's the worst pirate you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
But you have heard of him.
You have heard
And it's Captain. It's Captain Jack
Yeah.
Sparrow.
Right. That's right.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Other news: Rush Hour 4 confirmed by Jackie Chan. How many years has it been that we've heard from Chris Tucker? And anytime anybody talks to him about anything, Rush Hour 4 is somehow looped in.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't done anything.
I know, and he's just like, I was talking to Jackie. We think about doing Rush Hour 4. Like that's going to keep people strung along for what 20 years at this point.
I mean, he got to be hurting. He ain't been in a movie in a long while.
He just knows famous people at this point.
Mhm.
I haven't seen him in literally anything.
That's what I'm saying.
He actually went back to doing stand-up. That's how broke he is.
Well, I mean, he's a funny guy. That would make sense. I don't know. I haven't heard about a Chris Tucker tour,
Yeah, or
No.
which, by the
Special.
way, the reason we're bringing him up is he is confirmed. Obviously, you can't do Rush Hour without Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just
There is a small possibility with this franchise that it could be revitalized with a 4th movie the same way Lethal Weapon was.
Oh boy.
I mean,
No,
they went years without Lethal Weapon 4. Lethal Weapon 4 came out. It was actually a great movie.
It was.
Yeah.
That's the one where we got introduced to Jet Li.
Jet Li, Chris Rock was in that one.
I don't know how they're going to do this without getting canceled.
I don't know how they're going to do it, period. Jackie Chan is actually, people don't know this, he's 200 years old.
Yeah.
So what the, how
People
many,
don't
how
know
many,
this, but he is 200 years
how many
old.
kicks has Jackie Chan got in him? I mean, I'm not going to doubt him. He's a great martial arts master. I bet he is one of the few people in Hollywood that is a legitimate, real tough guy who can actually send you to the hospital. But I mean, he's getting old, man.
There's no way he does all of his own stunts
I was
again.
gonna say, I got
He
a dollar that
can't.
says he'll still do his own stunts.
I bet you. he
There's no
does.
way.
The stunt.
There's
is
no
up
way.
The stairs.
He did it still for the foreigner.
I know, man.
So-
He's
The Foreigner was actually not a bad movie.
Broke some bones again, but it's Jackie Chan though.
That's the one. Was give me the names of the Bahamas.
Yep. Yeah.
They said that 80 times in that trailer. I just want the names of the Bahamas. I'm like, can somebody just let Jackie Chan go whoop somebody's ass, please?
Just let this man whoop somebody's
Can
ass,
Jackie
please.
Chan just go whoop somebody's ass so we can get on with the plot? Bad Batch season 2 got a trailer. streaming in January 4th to be specific. I watched it. It looks like more of the same. If you liked Bad Batch, if you liked Clone Wars, if you liked all that, Bad Batch season 2 will be for you.
There is a small niche of people that absolutely are obsessed with that series.
Yeah,
in Star Wars land, it's weird.
Well, probably.
I'll tell you what, as Funko collectors, that's the last time I got excited about a set of Funkos and we weren't able to find them. They had the whole Bad Batch that came out, and I was like, we got to get that Bad Batch.
Just the 4 of them.
It looks
right?
good.
I was gonna say, could you not find them? Because maybe they were a Bad Batch and Funko just pulled them.
Ooh, jokes.
I'm going to call the police.
I'll see myself out.
My God.
I feel bad. I just told the only black guy on our show I was going to call the police on him.
Well,
Oh boy.
That's not true. I won't do that.
you shouldn't.
Can I
He's in
get
our
swatted real fast?
They swat us and then come in here and see the baby and be like, oh, nobody's under arrest.
Aw, you're all fine. You're cool.
Anyway.
Oh, get down on the ground anyways.
Yeah. Get down. Hand spread.
He's handcuffing him. Cute baby.
Yeah. Legend of Vox Machina.
Yes.
Rhino, have you seen Legend of Vox Machina?
He doesn't have
No.
any idea what it is.
No.
even, do you?
To be honest, thank you for that because I had never even heard of it.
You
So-
will
What?
love it, regardless if you are into like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, or any of that role playing.
He's not. He said that he
will
wants to play.
fucking love that show. 30 seconds into it, is he not going to love that show?
Well, let
30
me
seconds
just
into
go ahead and say you don't need to know anything about Dungeons and Dragons
That's
to
true. You
1,000% appreciate the show.
it?
There are some extra nods in there that you'll be like, that's funny.
Yeah.
But you'll never need to know anything about D&D to enjoy that show.
Did you watch what's that other one? Did you watch Dragon Prince?
Nope.
You got a child, and you'll see Dragon Prince eventually.
Yeah,
trust
eventually
us.
you'll see that. Not at all the same. The Vox Machina is very adult friendly.
Yeah, you have a.
Is there
known-
action?
Oh yeah.
There's
Yes.
action and sex.
And it's animated.
Oh, I'll check it out. I'll check it out then.
and gore.
You'll love it. It's really good.
Really is. It really is an amazing show. Truly.
It's on
Like, you don't have
Amazon.
to
It's
know.
on Prime.
So anyway, that show came from the show Critical Role. If you don't know anything about Critical Role, they were a bunch of professional voice actors who played D&D. And then one of those brilliant geniuses, Travis Willingham, said, hey, we should stream this. It's extraordinarily entertaining. And it then did nothing but skyrocket in popularity from there to where Amazon picked up season 1 of their show off of a Kickstarter that they did. And so once that first show came out, it got such great and such rave reviews. And obviously, they're all very big voice actors and actresses in that industry. So now all of their buddies and all their friends are like, yeah, we would love to do this with you because we love you guys and your production is fantastic. Obviously, they got that Bezos money now.
Mhm.
They've added a couple new
Big names.
cameos for next season. Henry Winkler, what? The Fonz is going to be in Vox Machina? Lance Reddick, who plays quite a few parts, actually. I just can't think of any in particular right
Is
now. other
John
than
Wick. He's the hotel guy in John Wick.
He is
John
one of
Wick.
the hotel guys in John Wick. He's not the guy who plays Odin. He's the front desk guy who takes care of his
Yeah.
dog.
Front desk guy. Yep.
He's
The front
also
desk guy.
he also
you know,
plays
he's a big name. Front
He's
desk
also
guy.
the guy on the wire too. The captain on
Thank
The
you.
Wire.
Yes.
Thank you. He's also Commander Zavala for you Destiny fans out there.
Yes.
And last but certainly not least, and I can't wait to hear him, Mr. Cheech Marin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They didn't get Tommy Chong, just Cheech.
Tommy Chong is too busy smoking
Too hot.
weed.
Yeah. Hey, man. I just want to tell everybody out there, roll for initiative, man. Anyway, okay, so we're going to take our first break of the day. Then we're going to get into the Game Awards, winners, losers, things that were announced. And we've got some juicy news before we get into that. So we are going to take a small break, and we will be right back. And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some gaming news, shall we?
Michelle.
Lots of stuff to talk about here, guys. This is kind of a meaty one. Kevin Conroy, the late Kevin Conroy, as you may know, the voice of Batman, his last performance as Batman
Hmm.
will be in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Yeah, that's unfortunate because I don't think that game's going to be that great. I would love for it to be something Batman animated series or something.
I thought that was the animated feature that's supposed to match the game.
Is that what that is? Because I thought it said it's the game when I looked
Is
at
it? All right.
Let's take a quick looky-loo. Let's walk down memory lane for Kevin.
Better play that Google song.
Yes.
I take that back. You are correct. Recorded his voice acting work for the new DC animated feature.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's the movie that's supposed to match the game.
I will watch that movie in a heartbeat. I will absolutely
100%.
watch that movie and love it. The game, I will not be
Mm.
playing it.
Why not? Could be good.
I will let you thoroughly find out and then let me know if it's good. Oh, no? What's the matter?
Oh no.
Okay.
Ain't nobody
okay.
got time for that.
Here's another one that we won't be playing. Cyberpunk 2077 is getting some DLC. It's actually mentioned in some of the announcements. For
Is the
Game
DLC
Awards.
that the game's actually going to work now?
The DLC is adding Idris Elba to its lineup,
Nice.
which I'm like, okay,
Game's still broke as hell, but
that's kind of where I'm at with it, right? Let's see, what was the name of it? It was called Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, and I was like,
The
no.
cool thing about this DLC is they have completely canceled their multiplayer feature that they were supposed to introduce for this game, and they've put all of their attention on just the gameplay itself. So there is some potential here for this DLC to actually revive this game from the depths of the porta potty it was released into.
I mean, that was the first thing that everybody loved to talk about was the fact that they, how about this? Like, good for Keanu, because nobody is saying anything about Keanu Reeves or his portrayal in the game or anything. He is still unanimously loved, even though this game that he kind of spearheaded was a bit of a turd. So that's interesting, I guess. Idris Elba, I love him, but I'm not enough to pay for Cyberpunk 2077.
No, that'll be a Game Pass game.
Yeah,
If at all.
if at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Here's an interesting one. The FTC. We talked about this for a while. The Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. The FTC is suing and trying to stop that acquisition from happening because they feel that with the acquisition will give Xbox an unfair advantage in the gaming industry. Thoughts?
I mean, there's some merit to that thought because they're acquiring two of the biggest studios on planet Earth.
Okay.
just because you're big doesn't mean that you make
Right.
great games.
Right.
Like,
Well, that would be the equivalent of, say, General Motors acquiring both Ford and Chrysler.
Okay.
still
Look-
got
look-
Honda.
Let me ask you, who is Amazon's biggest competitor?
Walmart.
And,
Walmart.
well,
Yeah.
what industry though?
I'm just saying. This is you can't call it unfair. It's not a monopoly. There are still going to be people out there who create games, whether they're good or not. I don't give a shit. Like, why do they get to feel that? Oh, no, it's not fair to Nintendo or to PS5. My response to that: who gives a fuck? The defense rests.
Yeah.
You don't get to say that. We have the money. They were for sale. Other people had the opportunity to buy them. They chose not to. So now you're going to tell me I can't buy them?
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
that's-
What?
It's kind of like Elon Musk buying Twitter. What business does he have buying Twitter?
Well, I mean, not just
Business?
that, but it's not.
I mean,
there's-
I'm just saying it's not like he had another platform and then like he wasn't even in the realm of business.
but back to the game part of it, they don't even have like exclusivity deals where they're saying
Yeah.
we are only going to release to our platform. That's it. They very openly said, yeah, we're going to still release to PlayStation and Nintendo.
Even if they didn't, who cares?
Right.
I mean, once again, one of the best
Well-
selling right now is God of War.
Yeah.
That didn't come from Activision. That
Nope.
come from Blizzard. To be quite honest, Activision and Blizzard have both kind of shit the bed on their last two releases.
yeah,
Call of Duty 2 isn't that great. Overwatch 2 is fucking terrible.
we've seen some real duds from
A thing that a lot of people aren't taking into account too is Microsoft isn't a video game company. Like, yes, they own Xbox, they produce Xbox. Microsoft is one of the biggest companies on the planet. They do more than just video games. So, if Sony were to acquire Activision and Blizzard, would they be making this big of a deal about it?
Yeah, they would, because Sony's not just a video game company. They're a movie studio. They sell electronics. They sell, earbuds and all that other stuff. All these ones, except for Nintendo, do something else. They are companies that own a gaming console. So so what's up with why can't we get Spider-Man? That's not fair. Why can't we get God of War over on the Xbox side? That's not fair. So I just don't understand why we're going to penalize these guys for lawfully acquiring another company.
Is there actual penalization for that? Is that a word?
They can block the
word?
sale.
They're trying
They
to
can
block the sale.
Yeah.
But
which there's a lot of compliance and things that need to be done.
Red tape.
Sale is done, right? A lot of contracts and agreements that need to be reviewed, and then they still need to be honored. People who probably have third-party contracts with Blizzard, all that needs to be reviewed before it goes to Microsoft. And we're also talking about God knows how many countries around the world that both of these companies distribute to, that all of that has to be reviewed as well. So this is a very big sale. It's going to take a very long time. And I think maybe this FTC lawsuit is just to make it look like they're doing their jobs. Because from regular eyeballs who don't know much about this, I'm looking at it and saying, I don't see where it makes sense. That's like me being a Formula One racer, and obviously this isn't how that works, but I go to buy a faster car and they go, no, you can't buy the faster car. You can't do that. It's unfair to the other guys. I don't care.
especially when both of these companies have been sitting there for years for the taking,
Right.
Yeah.
to be bought.
Well, I mean, if they wanted to buy them, why didn't they?
Exactly my point.
Because PlayStation went and bought Bungie. So why didn't we stop that? Destiny has been one of the largest games in the industry in a very long time. They started with Halo.
And the irony is, I was going to say Bungie started with Microsoft. So.
Right. So this just seems like a load of bullshit to me. I just don't think that this is, I don't know. I see this happening and I'm like, not just because I would love to see some exclusives come to Microsoft, but I like the fact that all these great games are now going to be under the umbrella of the system that I use. So hell yeah, that's great. I love it. But
See,
I don't know.
Microsoft isn't Sony. Microsoft's about making money. So they're
Yeah.
going to put all that shit out anywhere and everywhere they can.
Yep. And so, see, that's the thing. This might not even be a conversation if Sony allowed God of War and Spider-Man and all their exclusives to come out to Xbox.
Yeah.
And vice versa, though. I mean, you could see Halo go other places. You could see Gears of War. My question is now, in today's age of gaming, who cares? Why does it matter? I mean,
Well, how many households own both consoles too? I have all three.
Yeah. We typically did. We have a PC, a Switch, and several Xboxes.
Several.
But
We had
it just-
PlayStation
the
at
only
one
reason
point.
the only reason we
but-
don't have a PlayStation right now is because A, I don't have time for it, and B, all of my games are on something else, and I'm not starting over. And by the way, Sony, your interface sucks.
Yeah,
It's
it's
terrible.
Oh God, it's so awful. It is so awful.
And piggybacking on some of these maybe controversial ideas off of the acquisition of Blizzard and all that, Epic Games is trying to introduce accounts for kids. What are our thoughts on that?
Accounts for
Awesome.
kids.
Like a account that a kid could log in and use.
This is for what platform now?
Epic Games. It's Fortnite,
Them
Rocket League.
Sneaky
Oh,
fucks,
yeah.
boy. They're trying to get them kids to buy them V-Bucks without mommy and
Ah.
daddy.
No.
See, I think this is to combat the V-Buck problem.
Right.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I feel if you're going to have a kid's account,
You have
it'll have to be
parameters set.
linked and tied to a parent's account.
Yep.
Who will then be able to say, no, little Johnny, you can't get $80 worth of V-Bucks because you memorized mommy and daddy's password when they go to buy them for you.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope that you are. I mean, I'm assuming you're able to set some sort of parameters, but
There's-
let's hope that that's part of it, and it's not a way of, funneling mom and dad's money for your gingerbread skins.
They're always going to be kids.
It's just the first one that came to mind.
But I think this is a great thing, and it also is going to be able to monitor who can reach out and
Yes.
speak to your
Yeah.
kids.
So,
Yeah.
and you'll probably
Which I think is
just
the biggest. Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. I was
I was going to say, I think that's the. Oh, for the love of God.
I hate
All right,
this.
hold on, Megan. You go first.
I forgot what I was going to say.
49,
Oh,
06.
wow.
Oh, no. It's just like when you have a family sharing account for like iPhones and stuff. You can set it for like screen time, or you can set it for how long they can be on it. So it literally will just like shut off in the middle of a match. Sorry, little Johnny.
And I don't
Lost
disagree with that. I think that's a great idea.
So as long as it's rolled out correctly, and as long as it does have the bells and whistles that you would think has a, that would a kid's account or whatever would have,
Mhm.
then I am all for it, because we would love to be able to set stuff like that for our boys.
That already exists
Truly.
on Xbox though.
It does, and I was gonna say we do have that on the Xbox of who can reach out to them.
Well, see,
because,
this is how much I know about video games, because that's
Yeah.
why I said, what platform are
But
you
this
talking
is-
about?
this
That's
is
what I meant.
this is also big for Epic Games because a lot of their games are kind of for everyone. You know what I mean? Like Rocket League is not going to be a fully adult game. A lot of kids want to go out there and play car soccer. Fortnite has so many IPs in it now, and it's just such an easy pick up, play, have fun game that they've recognized the fact that their audience are a lot of children, and they are susceptible to getting scammed. If you play Fortnite, you'll see one of your loading screens always says, do not give your password. V-Bucks scams are real. They couldn't have had that up there without having thousands of people say,
Yeah, it's a pretty common occurrence.
somebody scammed my child into giving them V-Bucks. And it's a problem. And I've got to say, I kind of applaud Epic for going after it and saying, you know what? We're going to take that element out of it. So good
I
for
think the biggest benefit to this is going to be all of the families that are out there who have that 7-year-old, 8-year-old who's like, Mom, Dad, can I get Fortnite? Can I get Fall Guys, stuff like that? And the parents who are hesitant to allow their child to be on a platform where they have access to millions of people worldwide, now they can do it safely without having to worry about that weirdo or that predator lurking in the shadows on Fortnite wanting to talk to your child for inappropriate reasons.
Right.
I mean, not just the scams, but we're talking about, the ongoing
All the other
pandemic of child trafficking as well. One of their biggest avenues is online gaming. So it's gonna allow the introduction of a lot of children worldwide to be able to get on a console, play the games they want to play.
And
So
they-
is
they-
this going to be like accounts where only kids can play with other kids with that account? Like
Yeah.
they filter out everything in multiplayer?
Oh, now see, I love that. If that's the
Because
way
if that's
that
what that
it
is,
works.
that's dope. So like you only playing
I thought it literally just like
8-year-olds, 9-year-olds
Yeah.
playing with each other. I like that.
that would be very cool. And then
that would be epic
somebody's,
for Epic Games. To do
somebody's
that.
older brother is going to jump in that
See, and
7-year-old
that's
lobby.
Exactly what I was
troll.
Oh,
gonna
and
say.
troll them. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, listen, it would be really funny to jump in there and
Oh.
have those kids that aren't that great and
Yes.
just kind of be that old
Pwn
man.
everybody.
Yeah, look at that. Huh? Didn't think I could do the 360 no scope, did you little bastard?
And to be the guy who sees the glass is half empty, what's to stop a predator from making their own child account and have
That's-
unlimited
Yeah.
access?
That
to a
was going to
child?
be my next
not-
point.
you're not
Actually,
wrong.
So
as soon as you said little Big Brother going in there trolling, I said, yeah, well, that's where they're gonna be in a pool.
Well, so
Exactly.
here's the difference, right? Here's the difference. If it's not a regular account, like if somebody tries to message our boys, I'm gonna know about it.
Right.
If somebody tries to invite them to a party, I can restrict that sort of access.
Mhm.
So unless getting their rocks off is getting on and playing the video game, there's really nothing else they can do.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you are one of these people who preys on kids, you're a piece of shit and I hate you.
And we don't want you
Moving
as a
on.
listener, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
please turn off the show.
trick
Um,
bleach and uninstall.
Unsubscribe. Move
Oh,
along.
boy. Okay, so more stuff like this in the old news. Microsoft was bringing it big this week. They are raising prices on next gen consoles to $70. If you're complaining
Not
about this,
surprised.
you really haven't been paying attention. Games have been getting better and better and better, and the graphics and the features and the things that you can do, all that takes manpower. You hopefully just enjoyed the time you had when these suckers were $60, because some of these games are so good that you would pay more than $60 just to get it, which is why obviously upgraded editions are created and that kind of thing. But
See, the only problem I have with the raising of $70 is that most games nowadays aren't finished and they're still work on them as they go. I wouldn't mind paying $70 for a finished product, but if I'm basically playing your damn beta, I shouldn't have to pay full price for that.
I agree.
That extra $10 a disc or whatever, needs to roll right into the
Who
staff.
still buys Dish?
Shut
That's
up.
gross. So
Okay,
nasty.
some people like them. Okay.
I probably will be buying the Diablo 4 disc
Yeah.
just because I don't want the power to go
He'll
out
pay
and me
the
lose
extra
internet
money
and I
just to
can't
get
play
the
it.
yeah, exactly. He buys them for those bigger games so that if he does lose power,
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you lost power, you're not playing anything.
Exactly. I was gonna say that doesn't make zero sense.
No, I said lose internet. The power goes
oh
out and
yeah,
you lose internet.
yeah. If he loses internet, he
Yeah,
can pop on and play.
There's been those situations where the power's on and the internet isn't. Jeez, guys.
But
yeah,
it's still
that
on your
actually happened
console.
to us
though.
for 4 days after the storm.
Still on your console, same way, even if you don't have internet.
You're not wrong.
But the
some games
storage,
you can't play without it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Diablo 3 wouldn't let me play because it was a downloaded game. So I put the disc in and I could play during the power outage or during the internet outage.
That's weird.
Yep, just as you can't access the leaderboards, which I'm fine with.
because who cares?
Yeah. I am the best in the world, but I don't need everyone to know that. Microsoft bringing Call of Duty to the Switch. So if you want a Switch and only one motherfucking game on that sucker, enjoy Call of Duty on the Switch. That game is absolutely massive, and I don't think the Nintendo Switch even has the memory for something like that.
It's got expandable memory.
To a 2 terabyte hard drive.
What's that?
So can you hook it up to a 2 terabyte hard drive? Because that's what you're gonna need to run. Call
You're
of Duty.
gonna really need a lot of bonuses and bells and whistles in order to play that game properly.
That game is takes up so much space.
But hey, it goes back to our original point of Microsoft sharing that big franchise that now, if Activision Blizzard goes through, they will have exclusivity on it. And they're saying, yeah, no, we'll give it to the Switch. We don't care. You want to go to PlayStation?
Well, I think the biggest thing with that Switch too was putting the campaigns from older Call of Duties on it. So you could go back and play the original Modern Warfare 1 and Black Ops campaign on the Switch. I don't know if it'll be the multiplayer versions of those games, but it'll definitely be the campaigns of those games.
Yeah. And that's cool. That's a cool feature. I like that. If that's all you care about, if that's all that you're into, then sure, fire away. But I don't know. It's still a massive, massive game to go on a console that doesn't have a lot of memory. Like, look at the graphics of Mario games and all that. They're all really tiny. They all have kind of base graphics and just amazing gameplay. So I don't know.
Speaking of Mario, I feel like I have to share that little bit. 2 nights ago, our youngest son came to me and was asking me about the Super Nintendo that is located directly behind me. And
The actual old school cartridge Super Nintendo.
Yeah, he was asking me, so Mom, what kind of games did you play when you played games when you were younger? And I was telling him about Super Mario and all that other stuff and Donkey Kong and stuff. And he was like, are those fun? I said, yeah. And he was like, I would like to play those, but I have no idea how to set up that really old machine.
The same way you set up everything.
I was like, I love you too. You're
Yeah.
grounded.
He was like, how'd you set up that old machine and what was fire like when it first came
I was
around?
like, okay, well.
What did you think when the first train rolled through town, Mom?
Remember when you were born back in the 80s?
Oh boy,
Yeah,
that hurts.
exactly.
That stings.
No, as kids say now, you're born in the 1900s. Ugh.
Oh my god.
And the fact that during Halloween they had the 1990s like Halloween costumes
I-
in the era section.
I really hope somewhere there's a group of like high schoolers that are uber nerds that are like, yeah, watch a bunch of senior citizens every week talk about comic books.
Senior
really fun.
citizens.
It's a bunch of older dudes and an older mom, but
Dudes,
So a bunch of old dudes and some woman with a baby.
good for them for getting past segregation and letting Ryan on the show.
I think that's her granddaughter, but I don't know.
Every
We're
every
old.
week she babysits this kid. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into some game awards, shall we? Shall we get
We
into
shall.
the game awards?
I'm
Oh
Let's
my
do
gosh,
it.
have we not
What?
even gotten to the topic of discussion for the
We're
night?
getting there. We're getting there.
Ugh.
We're here right now. We're here right now. Just relax.
Ooh,
I am not
called it.
going to go through all of them
fucking
because
called
some
it.
of it is some
That's
of
all.
it is really boring. But I'm excited to go into. Should we do the winners or the announcements first? What do you want to talk about?
Do the winners, babe.
We
Winners
could
first?
we could fly through the winners.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. We'll fly through the winners. Best VR game. Nobody cares. Moss Book 2. Great. I'm so happy for you. Indie studio direction from Software. They are pretty good. They did Elden Ring. They are the ones
Nice.
that. Yep. Best indie debut, Stray. That was up for Game of the Year. So yeah, that's really good. Good for them. Best strategy game, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
I haven't played that one, but I've seen a bunch of commercials for it.
Mario
It
vs.
looks
Rabbids.
kind of cool.
I'm
I
actually
mean,
playing through now.
Nice.
Are you?
The first one. It's actually pretty fun.
It looks kind of like the Mario Odyssey game ish.
No, it's you ever play no, you probably never played it, but XCOM,
No.
where you have guys that can only move so many spaces and do whatever and then attack.
Oh, it's like a
it's like an
strategy
RPG.
based.
Strategy
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Cool.
That
Love
is cool. If you're looking for one of those and have a little bit of downtime, South Park has a game called The Fractured Butthole.
Oh my god.
That one is in the same vein as that. It's
and for you
phenomenal game.
girlfriends and wives out there listening, it's actually really fun to watch it if you're not a gamer.
And it's a very funny
It's
ass game.
ridiculous.
Best independent game went to Stray. Good for them. Shifu was another one that showed up a lot. That one is actually getting adapted into a movie. That one's going to be a really, really good one. Hopefully they bring that over to Xbox sometime. Best action game. This is weird because the two that were up for Game of the Year, I would imagine would get best action game, but Bayonetta 3 won for Nintendo. Second place went to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, another one that I felt did not belong there. Best score soundtrack went to God of War Ragnarok. Well deserved. I'm sure it was awesome. Elden Ring was on there and didn't really remember a lot of it. Elden Ring won best art direction. Yes, that is the most beautiful game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
Esports player, nobody cares. Esports game, Valorant. I've heard a lot about Valorant, but I've never actually played it. But League of Legends is up there. League of Legends, I feel like, is up there every year. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, that's always up there. Rocket League, Dota 2. Who's the big one that's missing from esports game of the year?
Overwatch.
Uh-oh. Nobody cares about Overwatch anymore. That sucker is dying quick, fast, and in a hurry. Best sports game, Gran Turismo 7. Zero surprise here. Best performance, Christopher Judge as God of War. What's his name?
Kratos.
Kratos from
Kratos,
God of
yeah.
War. And the kid who plays his son was also nominated. Same category. Insane. Cool for them. Ashley Birch did Horizon Forbidden West. Ashley Birch makes an appearance on the old Vox Machina. Just speaking of those.
For Aloy.
Yeah. Content Creator of the Year, Ludwig Argan. I don't know who that is.
I didn't know who any of those people were.
I don't see Timmy. I don't see Dr. Disrespect. I don't see a lot of game content. I don't see Ninja.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of the guys that I'm
I had
familiar
never
with.
heard of any of those people.
Huh.
Gotta keep up with the young kids.
That's right. That's
Yeah, I
absolutely
know.
right. That's why I could
Those
never stream because I would
whippersnappers.
not know the lingo. People would be like, no, this dude's way too old. Best family game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Good for you, Kirby. Splatoon 3 got second place on that one.
Hey, quick
best
question. Quick question. I apologize about interrupting. What the hell is best community support?
That means the forums and stuff like that, and going in and listening to them and updating games as they see fit. Yeah, community support's big for PC.
Of course it is.
Best fighting game, Multiversus. I don't know if I believe that. Audio design, God of War Ragnarok. No surprise there. Games for Impact. So this is like narrative-driven games. As Dusk Falls, good for them. I don't know any of these games at all. Multiplayer games, Splatoon 3 won. They beat Multiversus. Overwatch 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Loved that game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Best action and adventure, God of War Ragnarok. Surprising nobody. Narrative, God of War Ragnarok. Such a huge story built up on. It really doesn't surprise me at all.
Yep.
Innovation in accessibility, God of War Ragnarok. Anticipated game. This I don't know how you win an award for, but okay.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Was
That's
there
very
some
most
sort of survey that went out for that one?
I
Or?
have no idea.
They just make up awards for anything.
Apparently.
Best role-playing game, Elden Ring. So far, I'm noticing a trend. It's God of War, Ragnarok, or Elden Ring. In the big categories, that is. Best adaptation, Arcane. 1000% agree. 1,000%. It was up against The Cuphead Show, Uncharted, the movie starring Tom Holland, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was good. Now,
I
here's
love that
one
movie.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Jim Carrey does a great job with that. Whole movie's great. Best mobile game. I just picked this up out of nowhere. I don't know why, but Marvel Snap. It's a card-based like strategy game. We're not sponsored by them. That'd be great. Let us know. But I have been playing this relentlessly.
Couple months, I feel like.
Not even.
At least
That's
a
just
month.
how much I've been playing it.
It reminds me when he described it to me. It reminded me a lot of Magic the Gathering.
So I was trying to explain it to her what it is, and she's like, "Oh, like Magic the Gathering," and I was like, "But that's the best possible way to describe it."
Yep.
Magic the Gathering, but with your favorite Marvel characters.
And
They
on
all
your
have,
phone, so you don't have to do all the dice and figure out all the shit. It's like your phone just does it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what I said to Rhino. We were playing a little Fortnite last night. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get off and play some Marvel Snap and be done." Best community support, as you brought up, Final Fantasy 16. Is that what that is?
I believe so.
XIV. I think that's it. Players.
No, that's
choice
14.
game-
14, sorry.
14? All right, maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. I don't really care. Fortnite was best for ongoing game. Destiny 2, Apex Legends, and Genshin Impact. Player's choice game, Genshin Impact. I know it's a big one. I've never played it. I don't know anything about it. But game of the year, we speculated it would be one of the two games, Elden Ring or God of War Ragnarok. And
Like I said,
Elden
multiple
Ring.
platforms. Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, baby. I think it 100% deserves it. God of War Ragnarok is the only game I would have accepted as a game that would have beaten it. Plague Tale Requiem looked great. Horizon Forbidden West, another exclusive. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, another Nintendo game. I don't know if that one's going to be cross-plat. Stray, that's the indie game, man. I'm going to have to check Stray out. For it to be in Game of the Year conversation as an indie developer, I know that's a huge thing for them. So congratulations to Elden Ring. They absolutely deserve it. What an amazing
That
game.
game is pretty beautiful.
It's just incredible watching that game. But let's talk about some of the things, some of the games that were announced or at least updated at the Game Awards. They had commercials for and stuff like that. Among Us, that's been out forever, for years. Why is that one on there?
I don't know. People even still play Among Us. I remember it was a thing for a very long time. I haven't heard anybody really talk about it.
Yeah. I'm just going to kind of run through these. There's only a couple that really look good. Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Okay, interesting. That's not out yet, right?
No, it's out. It's not good.
Oh,
Destiny,
Yeah, it's out.
Destiny 2 Lightfall. Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of the other one. What's the Battle Royale one?
The
And I
Warzone?
know that one's out too.
Warzone's out. The Warzone's not good. That's what it is.
Dune Awakening, Wild Hearts, Colossal Cave, Valiant Hearts, Vampire Survivors, Replaced, Horizon, Call of the Mountain. This Horizon series is going to be the next big one for PlayStation. That one's already going to have 3 iterations, and this one was talked about for Game of the Year. That one, there's another one that pisses me off about PlayStation because I would love to play it. Blue Protocol, Remnant 2, Forspoken. Don't know anything about that. Baldur's Gate. That's another D&D game. It's an RPG. Returnal. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Is that the one with Josh Duhamel?
I don't know.
Have you guys seen the preview for the ones with Josh Duhamel?
No, I
There are
haven't seen
so
it.
many games on this that I've never even heard of.
Last of Us Part
Same.
1. Why is that a thing? Why is that getting remade
Wouldn't be
for
surprised.
next gen? They'd make money. Lords Fallen, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. I never knew anything about this one. Apparently Henry Cavill's like a massive lover.
Warhammer?
This one I'm pretty excited about.
Tekken 8?
Tekken 8.
Oh man.
Tekken 8, man. I used to hate this game because I would school people with Paul or Brian and they would hate it. And I'm like, here's some of the moves that you can do. And then they would start getting me with them. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. All right. Street Fighter 6. Okay. And my favorite, that got a release date finally. And so much beta information has been leaking despite NDAs. I appreciate you guys willing to get rid of your access permanently and ruin the trust between you and Blizzard to give me this beta access info for Diablo 4, baby. It has been announced pre-orders this Friday the 15th. I might be in that line. I might not. What are
He
you,
will
a cop?
be in that line.
You don't get to know.
He'll be in the
coming out June 6th. That will be one. I probably, guys, right now I won't make the show June 6th. I won't make the show that week, or maybe weeks after that. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That was a very highly anticipated sequel.
That's going to be a Game of the Year candidate, 100%.
For sure.
The story in that is going to be out. And there's, if I could just real quick, there's speculation that you could potentially see Obi-Wan Kenobi in this game, because the storyline of the sequel, the Star Wars game sequel, matches up exactly with the events that happened after the Obi-Wan series.
I was gonna say, aren't the Inquisitors in that as well?
They were in the first game.
Right. So him running into Obi-Wan makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. We talked about that. That's the Idris Elba DLC that's coming out. I'm gonna move through some of these. Armored Core.
That one got me a little hyped.
Fires of Rubik. I remember playing Armored Core on PS1.
Yep, I was gonna say PlayStation 1. That was a shit.
And I was remembering like setting up your mech to go in and play. That was one of the coolest little PvP games you could ever play.
Yep.
And damn, I'm excited about it.
Just never went anywhere.
Right. Judas, A Ghost Story, Final Fantasy 6. Here we go. Or 16 rather. Bayonetta Origins, okay. This is one that I'm really interested in. Hellboy, Web of Weird. Or Wired? Wired? How do you say that?
Is it how do you
WYRD?
word?
Weird?
Yeah.
Word?
I don't know, but I'm down for it. I saw a little bit of the gameplay. Does it look like an A1 top tier game? No, but I love Hellboy. I'll definitely give it a shot if it's reasonable. They're not like, this one's $70 too. Crime Boss, Rocky City. That looks like Chuck Norris on there. I see Danny Trejo. I see
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. Where's he?
He's in there.
I can't remember this guy's name. I remember he was in Reservoir Dogs. He's also a big Quentin Tarantino guy. I can't remember his name.
Oh, isn't that Madden?
No.
Danny Glover is in it too, it looks like.
Wow. It's a lot of people. Immortals of Avium.
Madsen?
Michael Madsen. Michael Madsen. Thank you very much. Yeah. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. Okay. Transformers Reactive. That'll be interesting. Hades 2. Hades was one for Game of the Year when it first came out. A lot of hype around Hades. So Hades 2 getting a lot of spotlight here. That's cool. And one of the most critically acclaimed games that's come out of Kojima for a while, Death Stranding, is getting a sequel of Death Stranding 2. So
I will be playing that Star Wars game for sure. I may even give Diablo 4 a shot.
Guys, let me go ahead and tell you a story. No, I can't see into the future.
He's not going to give it a shot.
But I know this guy very well.
No, he's going to give it a shot and he's going to hate it.
He's going to give it a shot. He's going to give it a shot because me and a couple of other of our good friends are like no-lifing that game. We're very excited for Diablo 4. And he's like, oh, give it a shot. He's going to play, and in the first 30 minutes, he's like, this game is so sick. And then it's going to get into the really, really complicated shit. Or an NPC is going to start talking to him. And he is going to blaze through that dialogue. I'm talking. And then we're going to go on a mission, and he's going to go, what the fuck? What are we doing here?
Hold on there a second. The one game that I trained myself to read every line of dialogue in was God of War. And I am so glad that I did, because I would be stuck playing the story mode still if I didn't. So I am in the habit now of reading dialogue. I used to not do that shit. Ghost Recon, I wouldn't listen to a word anybody said to me.
Let me go ahead and tell you. Ghost Recon, we were in there. I can remember vividly, like it was yesterday, our good friend, the Gunmaster. We were on this game playing, and we were trying to take over a fortress. He and I put up our little scout drones. We marked the entire place, and we are picking targets very carefully. And I'm like, all right, so I'm going to go in through here. And what I want you to do is place the charge on this. Rhino just jumps in. He goes, I just killed like 15 guys. We were like,
the whole premise of the mission, too, was to be as tactical as possible. I'm setting off alarms. Yeah. The boss is in his car down the street.
Don't be seen. It's what the mission clearly says. Don't be seen and apprehend the boss in the base. And we're like, okay, solid strategy. Rhino, where you at? I just killed like 15 guys. And we're like,
All right, let's restart this
okay.
mission.
Oh, I just set off an alarm.
So I know for me, Diablo 4 is the one. I've been talking about it for too long. It's not going to surprise anybody. I'm super hype for Diablo 4. How about you guys? Are there any games on this list that you're like, yeah, I know you said Jedi, Star Wars Jedi
100%.
Survivor. Is there anything for you?
For me, I was super hyped for Modern Warfare, and then it let me down.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think Tekken is
Tekken
the
8.
one that gets me. I haven't played a Tekken in a minute, so
The last time Tekken got me was when they added Akuma from Street Fighter. I wanted to play him because I missed that style, and he played very Tekken-esque, and I was not good with him. That upset me.
What was
And
that? What was that fighter? That fighter game that had characters from like all throughout the gaming universe. Like it had Darth Vader and Spawn and a couple of them in a couple of different.
Soul Calibur. Soul
Oh
Calibur.
my god, that was the last versus fighter game that I absolutely loved.
It also had Geralt of Rivia in it.
Yep.
And in one of the iterations had Yoda. How cool is that?
Yeah, Yoda and Darth Vader. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that was just awesome. I mean, it's kind of stupid when the
Link
guy
was
with
my
the
boy.
rapier kills Darth Vader. You're like, that's not really going to happen. But you know who's not at the Game Awards and who's not announced is Mortal Kombat. Nothing. No Spawn, or not no Spawn. No Scorpion, no Sub-Zero, no Liu Kang, no Johnny Cage.
Kind of surprised.
It's been a while.
be all right.
No, I don't disagree, but yeah, that brought it up because Rhino said, "Oh, what's that game that always brings in other people?" And lately, they've brought in a lot. They brought in Rambo, they brought in Predator, they brought in
DC
Alien.
characters.
They brought in, well, then they did Injustice. Yeah, I mean they've done a lot. They actually brought in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you could play as all 4 turtles.
At the same time,
Kind of awesome.
tag teaming it.
No, that would have been amazing. But
I think
could
you'll
set
see
up-
them at E E3.
You know, I saw a news article right
Is
before
E3 still a thing?
we
I think it is.
we started going
they
live.
did. They did E3 last year, didn't they?
Yeah, and they but here's the thing: is that somebody said that Xbox, so all the major titles like PlayStation and Nintendo Switch had showcases at the Game Awards, and Xbox did not. And they said that it was a slap in the face to gaming fans that Xbox didn't show up at the Game Awards. Do you guys feel anything on your face? Do you feel slapped,
No, not at all.
Rhino?
That's because they're too busy making shit awesome.
To be honest, I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, I think this is some of those big industries that are putting a lot of stock into these shows and trying to make themselves an authority. Oh, you didn't come to the illustrious Game Awards?
Jeez.
You had your own show where you control the narrative and everything else? How dare you?
Wasn't this their first big production for this award show too?
No, they've been doing it for several years, but in recent years, I'm talking maybe 2 or 3, I think the production has really jumped up.
Yeah, and that's
Like where
because
was it? Like they had Al Pacino announce the first award.
Yeah.
That's about as far as I got with watching it, by the way.
The last time I heard about that was when they had the Game Awards, and it was a big deal, was obviously Kratos, Christopher Judge, and the boy doing the announcements for God of War. And before that, it was Samuel L. Jackson when he was in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So that tells you how relevant the Game Awards have been.
I think they're just trying to make it a thing, and it's really not a thing.
Yeah, especially if Microsoft doesn't have anything to really show.
Well, I think the biggest part is controlling your own narrative, right? I mean, like, you get to control what you show. You see what footage you're going to play. You're not going to have to share all of your footage with 50 different companies that are there during setup. You know what I mean?
And honestly, I think they may have also learned too to not go out there and put something out like Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's coming in 7 years from PlayStation. Like,
Yeah.
when it comes out, it's coming soon. Rather than you got to wait 3 years. Oh, that Spider-Man looks dope. It'll be out in 4 years,
Right.
maybe. So
So
Yeah.
you didn't ask me, but I'm excited for Baldur's Gate.
Oh, Baldur's Gate. Well, you're not a gamer
I know,
anymore.
but it's D&D related, and I like those. I like watching you play.
I'm
those
sorry.
games.
I'll have to get you on Marvel Snap.
Sure. No. Thank you.
And that's why we don't ask her.
Fair enough.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking around for episode 128 of the Alter Ego podcast. If you're watching below, you can see where you can find us on the social of medias. If you're listening in audio land, you've heard it 1,000 times already. Please reach out to us. We're thinking about doing another live stream possibly soon. And I also wanted to say we are doing a giveaway for our YouTube channel. Trying to reach 100 subscribers. We will be doing a giveaway once we reach that mark. And obviously trying to get more content out there to you, our listeners. So thank you so much for checking us out. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Jesus.